Good evening, this is STV News. At the regular press conference on the 18th, Chairman Ken Kobayashi of the Japan Foreign Trade Council said that Mr. Biden of the Democratic Party had secured a victory in the U.S. presidential election. He said, "I would like you to do it on an international cooperation route." Kobayashi emphasized that the Japan-US alliance is the cornerstone of Japan's security. It is important that the U.S. political system be established quickly. Given that President Trump has not admitted defeat, on top of that, he hoped that Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga would build a strong relationship of trust with the new president. According to the International Capital Balance statistics released by the U.S. Treasury on the 17th, foreign investment in U.S. long-term securities was a net purchase of $78.2 billion. Net purchases have been for 2 consecutive months. The U.S. Department of Defense Missile Defense Agency announced on the 17th that it has succeeded in intercepting an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, with the Aegis Ship-Mounted Interceptor Missile, SM-3 Block 2A, jointly developed by the Japan and United States. This is the first ICBM interception experiment with SM-3 Block 2A. North Korea just unveiled the new ICBM last month at a military parade celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Workers' Party of Korea. The United States has shown that it can shoot down ICBMs not only from the ground but also from the sea, with the aim of strengthening its mainland defense capabilities and deterrence. The yen exchange rate on the Tokyo foreign exchange market on the 18th was 104.17 to 17 yen per dollar as of 9 a.m., which was 30 yen higher and the dollar weaker than the previous day, 104.47 to 47 yen. Liberal Democratic Party Chairman Hiroshi Moriyama and Constitutional Democratic Party Chairman Jun Azumi met in the Diet on the 18th and agreed to hold an intensive deliberation with Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga and others at the House of Representatives Budget Committee on the 25th. The House of Councilors Budget Committee also confirmed that the intensive deliberations would be held on the same day. Opposition parties will give the Prime Minister's view on issues such as the government countermeasures against the new coronavirus infection, the international situation following the results of the U.S. presidential election, and the issues surrounding the Science Council of Japan. Liberal Democratic Party Chairman Hakubun Shimomura met with Takuya Hirai, the Minister for Digital Reform, in Tokyo on the 18th, and handed over the party's proposal for the establishment of the digital agency, which was proposed by Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga. Regarding the digital agency, which is aiming to be established next year, it requires the appointment of young executives, regardless of public or private, and a permanent organization that reports directly to the cabinet. In addition to the recommendations, he also proposed the unification of My Number Card and Health Insurance Card and the standardization of information systems operated by each local government. A former Secretary Man paid about 10 million yen to Mr. TOHRU ISHIZAKI on the 18th for repeated assaults and rants from TOHRU ISHIZAKI, a 36-year-old member of the House of Representatives who left the Liberal Democratic Party, was filed with the Niigata District Court. According to the complaint, the man served as Mr. Ishizaki's private secretary from September 16, 2018 to July 10, 2019. It is said that he was beaten and kicked several times a month from the beginning of work and that he was repeatedly abused, such as stupid and die. SoftBank Group Chairman and President Masayoshi Son announced on the 17th that he has secured about $80 billion in cash for investment opportunities and share buybacks, and said he would continue to invest in technology companies. At an online event hosted by the New York Times, there are concerns that the new coronavirus infection will continue worldwide as SoftBank sell its holdings and hold cash explanation. The company also announced that it will sell more than $21 billion in US T-Mobile used shares and $40 billion in British Armed shares to NVIDIA this year. Research teams such as KU University have announced that they have succeeded in removing the uterus from a monkey and transplanting it to another monkey to give birth. This is the first time in the world that the monkey has given birth in a transplanted uterus. KU University is also aiming for clinical research in humans and evaluates that a certain level of safety has been confirmed. The team conducted research using cynomolgus monkeys, assuming transplantation between mother and daughter, monkeys that donate the uterus, and monkeys that have half the same immune type were selected and transplanted in February 2017. The first trial of the late judge trial of unemployed Tomohiro Iwakura, 41, who was accused of murder in a private house in Hioki City, Kagoshima Prefecture, in which 5 men and women were killed in March to April 2018, was held in Kagoshima on the 18th. The defense will dispute the degree of criminal liability and will deny some murderous intentions. The ruling is scheduled for December 11. The prosecutor's office decided that he could be held criminally liable for about 7.5 months after his arrest. The appraisal is still carried out after the indictment. The international friendly match for soccer was held in Graz, Austria on the 17th, and the Japanese national team lost to Mexico 0-2 to finish the final match of the year. The match was held with no spectators. In the first half of Japan, which was organized by overseas teams, Suzuki Beer Shot and other fronts did not take advantage of the opportunity. And in the 18th minute of the second half, when the opponents strengthened the offensive, they conceded for the first time in 4 games. 5 minutes later, he was robbed of additional points and could not fight back. Lee Bo-mi, 32, a popular female golf player, finished third in the Itoen Ladies 13-15 Chiba Great Island Club, which was her second round of the Japan Tour this season. The talented person who won the prize Money Queen for the second consecutive year in 2015 and 2016 will go around in the final group on the final day and fight for the championship. The advice of her husband in South Korea helped her perform well. And that's all for today. See you tomorrow for another news update.